Chad, as mentioned, I still am very spiteful towards Chris Paul and Bill Cartwright, aka this video game's inconsistent injury logic and inconsistent coaching logic. But what are you gonna do? It is what it is. We are 3 eras in the books with 3 chat victories. To the surprise of nobody. Least of all me. No surprise whatsoever. But it is what it is. And we head to the 4th era of the timeline. I sure should, Crash. I sure should. We head to the 4th era. The LeBron James era. Featuring Chris Paul. Fuckboy Chris Paul right there, front and center. When Chris Paul pulls a Mystico. The Sin Cara of basketball. Free falling, I'll probably be on hockey early. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. We got some things and some stuff coming up over the next week, right? We got some things and some stuff. Give me 1 second here. Give me a second. All right. Wow. We go to the LeBron era. Paul in a Clippers jersey, no less. Uh-huh. Yes, sir. We head to the 2010s. Of course, now there's 2 fucking eras in the 2010s. It's so fucking stupid. But it is what it is. It is what it is, you know? You know. It be what it do. Is there any chance of having to start this era with Chris Paul? I don't believe so. I don't believe so, because the Clippers were half decent at the time. Is there no, I was going to say, right, there's got to be a LeBron era file, yeah. So 2010, with shoes and accessories, or 2010 plus missing players. Plus we use the Clippers, that negates them, correct. Who do I trust on this one? What roster do I trust? I don't know. I don't know who to trust. I feel like I should probably trust the most downloaded one, but this guy's got 6 updates. That's a bit of serious business right there. None of them have money back guarantees. No, it's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame. No money back guarantees anywhere. We'll go for the top one and hope for the best. I respect what the other person's doing, but yeah, let's go for that top one. And honestly, I'm gonna trust the other one. I think I'm gonna trust that other one. There's something about 6 updates that makes me think that person's putting in their best effort. Don't let me down, Big E. Don't let me down. Big meaty men slapping meat. Don't let me down. Do not let me down. All right, All-Star City selection on auto. Catch-up scouting. Or he has to keep updating it because he keeps fucking up. Potentially, but that means he's catching the fuck-ups. So that's good. Right? Catching the fuck-ups is a good thing. Contract options off. Draft off. Combine on. Draft signings off. Expansion draft off. Ba-da-ba. Hoop Summit goes on, and the Summer League makes me feel fine. Staff retirement, staff signings. Then they sure did. They sure did. Everything there is good. Drop draft class quality down. Day, it sure is. I know, compared to some of the other years, like, some of these eras are not lasting all that long. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy just how fast some of these are going. But them's the break. So, quick details. Quick details about these teams and about these teams, the seasons, all the fun stuff, right? All the fun stuff. First and foremost, you see what the Philadelphia 76ers look like at the start of this timeline. Top two players, Andre Iguodala and Elton Brand. You got Drew Holiday there, though, too. I mean, not a bad team in Philly, but obviously we will talk about who is able to be selected because this is the 2010-2011 season. And again, we are only able to use teams that missed the playoffs. Philadelphia did not. So Philly will not be on the wheel of destiny here to decide what team we may be. So there won't be any Philadelphia. Oops. The Charlotte Bobcats. You will be surprised to know are available. They indeed did not make the playoffs. So the Charlotte Bobcats are the first team on the wheel. Gerald Wallace, Steven Jackson, DJ Augustine, Boris Diaw, Sean Levy. It's not the worst core in the world. It's just obviously not going to be super competitive. The Milwaukee Bucks did not make the playoffs in this real-world season, so they are also on the board of eligibility. Brandon Jennings, Andrew Bogut, Corey Maggette, Drew Gooden, and company. There's the Chicago Bulls, who did make the playoffs. They won 62 games IRL this season. D. Rose, Carlos Boozer, Joakim Noah, Luol Deng, Ronnie Brewer, Kyle Korver's there. Great team. They will not be eligible. The Cleveland Cavaliers will, in fact, be eligible because, of course, this is when LeBron went to Miami, so they immediately finished dead last. However, we have had one of us be the Cavaliers in the past, of course, so they will not be eligible. Fooled you. But Antoine Jameson, Anderson Varejao, Mo Williams. Terrible, terrible team. Terrible, terrible team. Inuyasha, what's going on, by the way? The Boston Celtics very much made the playoffs. The last hurrah of the big three. Colin, take it easy, by the way. I appreciate you stopping in to say hi. But the last of the big three, KG, Rondo, Allen, Paul Pierce, Shaquille Oatmeal, Celtics Shaq was real. And so I loved this team, though, at the time. Oh, fucking Von Wafer. Let's go. The Clippers, of course, will not be eligible because Chat just won with them, but Blake Griffin, Eric Gordon, Baron Davis, Chris Kaman, DeAndre Jordan, Eric Bledsoe, Randy Foy. Good team that neither of us will be in control of. I wrote 13 articles in the last 4 days. Jesus. Golino, the machine. He's the machine. The Memphis Grizzlies made the playoffs, so they will not be eligible for either of us to control. But Zach Randolph, Mike Conley, Rudy Gay, Marc Gasol, Tony Allen, OJ Mayo. Decent enough team. The Atlanta Hawks made the playoffs in 2010-2011, so they will not be eligible this year. Of course, had Al Horford, Joe Johnson, Josh Smith, Crawford, Bibby, Jeff Teague, Zaza Pachulia. The Miami Heat, you'll be shocked to know, made the playoffs in 2010-2011, so they will not be eligible. LeBron, D-Wade, Bosh, Haslam, Mike Miller. Jeez, Super Nintendo Chalmers. Jesus. The Nolans Hornets did make the playoffs, so they will not be eligible for either of us to choose. Fuck you, Chris Paul. Also David West, Emeka Okafor, Trevor Ariza, Old Man Peja. The Utah Jazz did not make the playoffs and will be eligible as a result. Neither of us have controlled Utah yet, So the Jazz will be on the board. Darren Williams, Paul Millsap, Andre Kirilenko, Baby Gordon Hayward, Al Jefferson, Raja Bell. The Sacramento Kings will also be eligible here. They did not make the playoffs in the season, and neither of us have chosen or drawn the Kings yet. Tyreek Evans, DeMarcus Cousins, Bina Udrith, Cassidy, Landry, Luther Head. God, that team's not good. The New York Knicks made the playoffs this year, so they are not eligible for either of us to end up in control of them. Amari Stoudemire, Raymond Felton, Danilo Gallinari, Wilson Chandler, fucking Ronnie Turioff. What a time. You'll be shocked to know that the LA Lakers made the playoffs in 2010-2011. Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom, Andrew Bynum, Meta World Peace, Shannon Brown, Derek Fisher. The Orlando Magic also made the playoffs this year, thanks to Dwight Howard and Jameer Nelson, Vince Carter, Marcin Gortat, JJ Redick, Quentin Richardson. The Dallas Mavericks made the playoffs, so not eligible. Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Terry, Tyson Chandler, Jason Kidd, Sean Merrick, Rob Butler, JJ Miranda, Sean Stevenson, Steve Novak. The New Jersey Nets did not make the playoffs, and they will be on the wheel of eligibility. Brooke Lopez, Devin Harris, Chris Humphreys Kardashian, Derek Favors, Jordan Farmar. Moved to Brooklyn already. The Denver Nuggets made the playoffs in this real-life season, so neither of us will be able to select them. Carmelo Anthony led Nuggets, Chauncey Billups, Nene, Ty Lawson, J.R. Smith, Kenyon Martin, Aaron Aflalo, the Birdman. The Indiana Pacers also made the playoffs this season, so they will not be eligible. Danny Granger, Roy Hibbert, Darren Collison, Mike Dunleavy, Tyler Hansbrough, Paul George, Baby George. The Detroit Pistons did not make the playoffs and will be on the wheel of eligibility. Rip Hamilton, Rodney Stuckey, Greg Monroe, Tayshaun Prince, Tracy McGrady. Oh, this team sucked. Charlie Villanueva, old Ben Wallace, Ben Gordon. Whew. What a team. The Toronto Raptors will be on the wheel of eligibility this year, with Andrea Bargnani, DeMar DeRozan, Jose Calderon, Leandro Barbosa, Jarrett Jack, fucking Reggie Evans. Jesus. The Houston Rockets will not be on the wheel of eligibility. They missed the playoffs, but again, I had control of them in the Jordan era. So we want new teams to be a factor. Thought one of us was already the Pistons? No. Kevin Martin, Luis Scola, Kyle Lowry, Yao Ming, Shane Battier. Well, Battier. Brooks Miller. No, neither of us controlled the Pistons, though. It was what? Jordan era was Bulls and Cavs, I think. No, nobody controlled the Pistons. No. Bulls and Cavs are eliminated. Mavericks and Rockets are eliminated. And then Clippers and Wizards. There you go. The San Antonio Spurs. You'll be shocked to know, finished first in the Western Conference that year. Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Tiago Splitter, Richard Jefferson, Antonio McDyess. Ridiculous. The Phoenix Suns did not make the playoffs and will be on the wheel of eligibility. Steve Nash, Grant Hill, Jason Richardson, Channing Frye, Robin Lopez. That's a team that needs to be rebuilt. Holy hell. Whew. Marsteller, congrats, by the way. Check here. The Oklahoma City Thunder made the playoffs, so they will not be eligible. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Jeff Green, fucking James Harden, Serge Ibaka. They never won a damn thing. That's crazy. The Minnesota Timberwolves will be eligible this year. The Timberwolves are eligible. Finished dead last in the West in this real season. Kevin Love, Michael Beasley, Luke Ridnour, Corey Brewer, Jeremy Flynn, freaking Darko Milicic is there. The Portland Trail Blazers are not eligible. They made the playoffs. Marcus Aldridge, Brandon Roy, Nick Batum, Andre Miller, Marcus Camby, Greg Oden. And then, of course, the Golden State Warriors are eligible. It's not the Curry era yet, so the Golden State Warriors are eligible. Steph Curry, Monte Ellis. God, you got Wright and Lee, Carney, Jeremy Lin's sanity. Yeah, baby Steph. And of course, the Washington Wizards are not eligible, even though they missed the playoffs. I just controlled them in the last era. John Wall, Andre Blatch, Nick Young, JaVale McGee, Gilbert Arenas, Kirk Heinrich. So, that means your list of eligible teams that will be on the wheel. The Bobcats, the Bucks, Utah, Sacramento, New Jersey, Detroit, Toronto, Phoenix, Minnesota, and Golden State. We will spin for two of these teams, and chat, because they won the last era, gets to choose what team they want. Team number one will be the Minnesota Timberwolves. So the Timberwolves are on the board. And team number two, the Toronto Raptors. So, chat, the choice is yours. Will it be the Minnesota Timberwolves with the likes of Kevin Love and not much else? Or will it be the Andrea Bargnani, DeMar DeRozan-led Raptors? Who do you want in this era? And we'll see what happens. And while you guys are voting on that, since we know the two teams, I can select them and I can double check settings and see who you guys want. Oh, NBA.com 2.0. Ugh. Ugh. Who the hell wants that? Who the hell wants that? Raptors, so we don't have to deal with Curry. That's someone thinking relatively wisely. You never know. All right, we need a 2011 draft class. Of hoops. Where's my boy? Hey, Elkenda. Bork! You're my boy, Bork. You're my boy. You do great work. You're my boy, Bork. You're my boy. Just double check these settings while this poll is still going. You got a minute to go. The vote is still very close. Art the Clowns smashed taters. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. That's someone who's excited for the next Terrifier. All right, everything there is good. Let me just double check, like I said, that everything is good the way we want it, and then we'll see who chat will select for their controlled team. This year, chat is 3-0 throughout the eras. I can only hope to tie. We'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see. We will see. Of course, now in this timeline, one of us has used the Timberwolves before, because they finished dead last previously. The choice has been made. Let's say hello to chat's Toronto Raptors. This will be chat's Raptors. And I will pin that message there. So again, this is what chat's Raptors will look like at the starts. Jose Calderon and Jarrett Jack at point guard. Your shooting guards, DeMar DeRozan, Leandro Barbosa, Marcus Banks, Harry Richmond, and Trey Warwick. No actual forwards on the team. Power forward Reggie Evans, Julian Wright, Amir Johnson, Linus Klieza, and Wes Roberts. And the centers, Andrea Bargnani, Ed Davis, and Greg Patterson. So in terms of what the game plan looks like, as always, showing it down to 9. Calderon, Trey Warwick ends up playing. DeRozan, Wright, and Bargnani. The starting 5 to kick things off with a whole lot of mid-level 70s coming off the bench. In terms of chat's draft pick situation, you do have Miami's first rounder, I believe thanks to the acquisition, of course, of Chris Paul. And beyond that, no extra first-round picks aside from Miami's, which you know will be a late pick. That's a playoff team, certainly. So in terms of what chat wants to do, as always, you get to kind of decide, trade block scenario, untouchables, look it over, let me know, and we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens. Calderon to the block. Instant nuke. Everyone but DeRozan on the block. Everyone but DeRozan on the block, huh? And that's what it would look like. Instant nuke, instant nuke. If you guys want, we could go to the instant nuke, because, as was mentioned, when you look at the big board, I mean, granted, Kyrie Irving's out of his fucking mind, but he is a good basketball player. Ennis Freedom, Tristan Thompson, Bismack Biyombo. But Kawhi's in this draft. Valanciunas is in this draft. Kemba Walker. Jimmy Butler's in this draft. Klay Thompson's in this draft. Some good players. There is a split vote as to whether or not chat wants to utilize the nuke early. It'll go to a vote, and we'll see what you guys think while we get familiarized with my Minnesota Timberwolves point guards Luke Ridnour, Johnny Flynn, and Sebastian Telfair. At shooting guard, Corey Brewer, Wayne Ellington, Martell Webster, Maurice Hager, I forgot how to fucking say his name, and Andre Wilkins. At forward, Michael Beasley, Wesley Johnson, and Lazar Haywood. Power forward, Kevin Love and Anthony Tolliver. And at center, Darko Milicic and Costa Koufos. Kevin Love and his band of merry men is what I'm seeing there. Good Lord. Good Lord. Chat is exploring the option of the instant nuke from the looks of it. We'll see what happens. If I can get rid of Ridnour, I should. God, what am I going to do? Okay, so chat is going to explore the option of an instant nuke, which means we are going to take a look at who is available. And then you can, you can back down before pressing the big red button. For me here, I need to go back and just double check something as I get my own team set up. One's got a B-, but at least he can play. Flynn, Brewer, Beasley, Johnson. Okay. Flynn, Brewer, Beasley, Love, and even Koufos. Maybe not Koufos. Maybe not Koufos. So, Telfair to the block. Ellington to the block. Not that he's really worth anything. Anthony Tolliver to the block. Darko Milicic to the block. Yeah, I don't have a ton to give up here. I don't have a ton. But let's take a look then, actually really quickly, my own coaching game plan. Kurt Rambis. Oh, God. My head coach. It's Ridnour, Brewer, Beasley, Love, and Milicic. Okay. It's not too bad. Well, again, chat wanted to explore the nuclear option. So let's take a look at what that would look like. First and foremost, I mean, Andrea Bargnani as your best player, to take a look at what he would be worth and what you could potentially get for him, just because he is the biggest piece of the puzzle. You could move him and Wes Roberts for Drew Holiday and Jody Meeks. Gerald Wallace, Kwame Brown, that doesn't really accomplish what you might be looking for. Andrew Bogut or Sign Ilyasova, I mean, pretty similar. Probably doesn't really... Actually, that wouldn't even be that bad of a trade. Luol Deng and a future first from Chicago. You'd be able to try and flip Deng. J.J. Hickson, Mo Williams, Jermaine O'Neal, and Perk. It's not a very good trade offer. Chris Kaman, DeAndre Jordan. Try to flip Kaman, keep Jordan, maybe. Mike Miller, Udonis Haslam. Emeka Okafor on a first from the Hornets. It is top 3 protected this year, though. Danilo Gallinari and Wilson Chandler from the Knicks. Odom and Vyachechic, which... Tyson Chandler in a first. Obviously try to flip Chandler after that, right? Nene in a first to try and flip Nene. Danny Granger. Greg Monroe and Ben Gordon. Skolachuk is also a bit meh. Phoenix offering Steve Nash in a first. It is top 3 protected, but then you'd be able to try to flip Steve Nash or bring him home to Canada. Thunder offering Serge Ibaka and Nick Collison. Ibaka for Bargnani's not bad. I am not offering you Kevin Love. LOL. Portland with Greg Oden and Elliott Williams. Warriors with Mont Ellis and Jeremy Lin. And the Wizards offering Nick Young and Kirk Heinrich. So, just to give you an idea of what Bargnani would fetch you. And then for the secondary players, right, to see like what you could get for a Jose Calderon. And we'll see what you guys think here. We'll see what you think. Brackens in a second. Boris Diaw in a second. Johnny Brewer. Mo Williams in a second. Baron Davis in a second. OJ Mayo, Sam Young. And Jamal Crawford at a first for Jose Calderon, and then you try to flip Crawford. So Calderon could fetch you at least a first-round pick. So you know Bargnani could get you something decent in draft picks. Jose Calderon could get you something decent in draft picks. So I imagine DeMar is very similar. And then just to look as well with Leandro Barbosa, can we do a partial nuke? No. No, once you use the nuke, that's the day to use it, and nothing else can happen at that point. Leandro Barbosa. And he can get you a younger player like Gibson. Can he get you a first-round pick is the question. Doesn't look like... Nope, he can. Okay. So, I mean, Bargnani, Calderon, Barbosa, all potentially could fetch you first-round picks right now. So, we will see if you guys want to immediately blow this team up or if you want to wait a little bit. Poll is there. I just want to see what DeRozan can get. I'll look while you guys are voting. That's fair. Not that you trade him, but just to show you what you could potentially get. Jared Wallace, DJ Augustine, Brandon Jennings, and Drew Gooden. J.J. Hickson, Mo Williams, Aaron Davis, DeAndre Jordan. Actually very similar offers to what you were getting for Bargnani. None involving picks, but some other good young players. I mean, But, all right, chat is voting to wait. To utilize the nuke. So, fair play. I am not immediately using mine because I still think my team could be that bad. By the way, in terms of, like, extra draft picks for me, I potentially have one from Memphis and Utah this year, both lottery protected as well. So, I actually don't even have my own first. Ooh, I don't have my own first, huh? Definitely not blowing it up this year then if I don't have my own first. No reason to do that. So, I mean, that definitely sealed the deal of not doing the instant blow up. So it is the first year of the LeBron era. Chat's Raptors against my Timberwolves. Let's see if Chat can move to 4-0 in the era, as you do immediately get a trade offer for Andrea Bargnani. It is for Greg Oden, though, and Elliot Williams, the 20-year-old shooting guard. Only a 70 overall with a C potential. What do you mean you don't want Greg Oden? All right, Chat saying no. Bargnani stays for now. Rough start to the year for the Raptors, though. You do get an offer here. Leandro Barbosa for Kirk Heinrich. There's really no reason to take it. Barbosa's deal is up. Heinrich's isn't. There's no reason. Tiebreaker it is, yeah. It's Greg Oden coming with his own medical team. Well, good thing I don't have to worry about out-tanking you guys, because you're fucking dreadful this year. This is an offer you should take, though. Jarrett Jack for Antonio McDyess and a first-rounder in 2013 from San Antonio, lottery protected. Granted, you will have to take on the extra cap of McDyess, but he has one fewer year on his deal than Jarrett Jack does, and you're already this bad to begin with. Anybody want to argue? Can use the nuke offensively, of course. Marcelo, that's what Chat did last year with the Clippers. They said, fuck it, we're going all in at the deadline. They did, and they ended up winning. All right, Chat's pulling the trigger on this. Jarrett Jack going to San Antonio for Antonio McDyess and a future first-round pick. And you guys are 0-10 to start the year, so... Oh, can I force you to blow up your team? No, you can't do that. And I mean, Jarrett Jack was coming off the bench for you guys, so... What difference does it make? You did win your first game after that trade, though. Trade for the Timberwolves. Luke Ridnour and Anthony Tolliver for Kenyon Martin. I mean, Martin's 32. I still got time to trade Ridnour. That's a no. How good San Antonio? Very good. So it's probably a late pick, but still worth it for you guys. I mean, Drew Gooden was 29 at this point. We do get one offensive and one tank. Oh, no. You get a choice if you want to traditionally blow the team up or use the tactical nuke to get better, but you only get one. It's not one of each. It's one in general. Ridnour, how old was Channing Frye at this point? 27. Luke Ridnour is in high demand, but I'm not getting very good offers for him. For the Raptors, Leandro Barbosa, 28 years old, for 30-year-old Damian Wilkins. I mean, that's just not worth it at all. That's not worth it for you guys at all. Don't even need to send that to a vote or anything. This is another offer for... Yeah, you know, you should probably take that. Linus Glieza, the 20-year-old power forward, 72 overall C potential, and Antonio McDyess for the 25-year-old guard, O.J. Mayo, and the 25-year-old forward, Sam Young. Basically, if you want to get rid of that McDyess contract, now's the time to do it. You do have to sacrifice a power forward that could improve, but then you already get a half-decent guard in O.J. Mayo. And that looks like a yes from Chat, pretty much undisputed, which is a pretty smart move to be able to flip McDyess that fast. There you go. O.J. Mayo now in Toronto. So your lineup is, because of an injury to Jose Calderon, Warwick, Mayo, Sam Young, Julian Wright, and Andrea Bargnani. That is abysmal. That is abysmal. Raptors get another offer. Julian Wright, 23-year-old power forward, B potential, and Barbosa, who we showed before, for 30-year-old Luis Scola. It's not worth it. Yeah, it's not worth it. Unless, I mean, because honestly, the value of those two average out. Julian Wright's better for you guys to have, unless you thought you could, unless you were thinking of using the nuke to move Scola, but that's not really worth it for you. Not really worth it. Another offer for Luke Ridnour for me, but I don't want Bino and I don't want Luther Head. Damn it. Give me a decent offer, please. I know Luke Ridnour is in demand, but damn. As you guys get an interesting trade offer here. Andrea Bargnani and Julian Wright for Brandon Jennings and Andrew Bogut. So comparing Bargnani and Bogut, Bargnani's 24, Bogut's 26. And then Julian Wright was 23. Brandon Jennings, though, was a 21-year-old point guard, 85 overall, A- potential. So you get a slightly worse and older big man in the form of Bogut over Bargnani, but you get more of a guarantee as opposed to Julian Wright. It makes you better. It does make your team better in the short term, yes. It does make your team better in the short term. But Brandon Jennings could be a really good long-term option. So this will go to a vote here. This will go to a vote, yes or no. What do you guys think? And we will we'll take it from there. Let's see what happens here while you guys vote. It's our pick situation. Warrior, you got to pay attention, dog. You were in here when I went over these things. You got to pay attention. Bogut also makes a ton of money. True, but you don't have too many people on the team to make a bunch of money at this stage. In chat's draft pick situation, you have your own first and the Heat's first this year. Looks like chat's going to take the deal. The first big one. Andrea Bargnani and Julian Wright on their way to Milwaukee for Brandon Jennings and Andrew Bogut. That is a done deal. So chat now. Brandon Jennings, OJ Mayo, DeMar DeRozan, Reggie Evans, and Andrew Bogut as the starting five. As chat wants an update of their block. Bogut cannot be traded for 60 days. Nor can Brandon Jennings. OJ Mayo still has 46 days to go. So that can get you Amir Johnson on the board. Probably Sam Young. Nope. Marcus Banks. And DeMar is still the only untouchable for the moment based off of what I'm seeing. Right? Right. All right, we march on. The nuke might not happen. It's not. At least if you were planning on trading Bogut before the deadline, it's not going to happen. Put DeMar. All right. There's conflicting reports about DeMar. He's going to be removed from the untouchables list, but not put on the trade block, and we'll see if you get offers for him. Take it from there. Raptors up to 10-22 compared to an 0-10 start. See what happens the rest of the way. It's pretty quiet for offers. I won't be using my nuke in Season 1 because I don't have my own first-round pick. We'll see what happens. Very quiet month here between trade offers. Deadline's about a week away. Another offer for Luke Ridnour. Tony Allen's 29. Rivas Vasquez is 24. It's going to be a no. I mean, Ridnour is in demand, but I need better offers than that, man. Darko Milicic and a second-round pick to Chicago for C.J. Watson. And Watson's 26. I'm going to say no to that, too. No thanks. No thanks. DeMar DeRozan and Roberts for Mike Conley. There's no reason for you to do that. You already have a point guard. You just brought in Brandon Jennings. So, why waste time? There's no way you guys are taking that. Sebastian Telfair and Wilkins for Timofey Mozgov. Telfair was still only 25, huh? Andre Wilkins is trash. Wow, Mozgov was 30. Holy shit, he's older than I thought he was. That's a no. Oh, I'm just cruising then towards the offseason. Tolliver for Haddadi. The hot daddy. Ahmed Haddadi. 23 years old. B potential. Only a 68. Tolliver is 25, 73. You know, this might be my first deal. Oliver, 25 and a 73. He's not going to get that much better. Not that I think Hamed's going to get that much better either. He's only 1 star for a reason. Haddadi, I'm going to say no to that. The look on his face. What do you mean I'm going to Minnesota? Yeah, he's not, though. DeMar DeRozan for Mike Conley. We'll decline that again. Leandro Barbosa. Okay, you guys got an offer. I mean, it's Kwame Brown and Desanya Diop. I don't think you guys want to see the old Diop anymore. It is the last year of Barbosa's deal, but again, I can't imagine you guys are going to want to take that based on prior experiences. Actually, the trade deadline, I forgot, was pushed a bit further back. Jose Calderon for Boris Diaw. Calderon's 29, 2 stars. Boris Diaw is 28 and a 2.5 star. Mozgov was supposed to be 24. That's aha. So see, okay, that makes sense then. Honestly, you guys might want to take this deal. I mean, it makes you worse. Diaw is more valuable, has less time to be traded, but that's good because if you don't end up trading him, it means you can just move him out. I don't see why you wouldn't take this trade, to be honest. Not like you're training up a power forward right now. I mean, if people want to no vote here, let me know, but I don't know why you wouldn't take this. It either gets you out of a cap situation or gets you a more valuable asset to trade. So, and we're stuck with him and can't flip Jose for picks. Well, yeah, you're stuck with him, but you're not using the nuke anyway. Right? I mean, depending on the deadline, you weren't using the nuke anyway. When the hell was the trade deadline? Because you had 60 days to wait. We're getting close to that. Jennings still has 16 days. It's the beginning of February. 2010, 2011 NBA season trade deadline. When was the trade deadline? When was the trade deadline? Let's see. The trade deadline was on February. Oh, it's close. February 24th. Happy birthday to me. It is real close. It's real close. I don't know if we have a way to look at the calendar from here. I don't think we do. It's close. You could hold off, but yeah, you might not be able to flip Dio. We'll throw it to a vote. Shout out to Respect My Changeup for the follow as well. Welcome in. As I'm following the channel, now's a lovely time to drop that sweet, sweet follow, my beautiful people. We're here basically every single goddamn night. So let's see. The only reason to not take this is if you're worried that you won't be able to flip Boris Diaw at the deadline. What do you guys think? Do you take the deal? Looks like you're going to take the deal anyway and risk it. All right. Jose Calderon on his way to the Blazers for Boris Diaw. The deal is 1-for-1. 16 days away. Well, that means you have 2 days. That means you have 2 days before the deadline. Once those players become active, Boris Diaw is flippable. So if you wanted to nuke at the deadline, you still could. You still could. As Diaw is now in your starting lineup that includes Jennings, DeRozan, Sam Young, and Andrew Bogut. So you could. Nope, you were right. It's February. Okay, so it was supposed to be the 24th, but in game, it's actually the 10th. So you won't be able to nuke this year because those other players won't be available. I'm not taking Kwame Brown either. So the Raptors at 17 and 36, my Timberwolves at 21 and 31. Neither of us using our nukes this year. Neither of us really able to do much more at the deadline aside from just go through this rest of the season. In terms of contract extensions for you guys, by the way, like Marcus Banks and Harry Richmond's deals are up. Reggie Evans' deal is up. Marsteller, I'm not looking for new ideas right now. I appreciate you. And then for my Timberwolves, Telfair's deal might be up. Ray Brewer, but he's young enough. All right, cool. I got nobody to worry about. Well, since we caught one age being wrong, I do want to go back over to the Knicks and go to old Timofey Mozgov and correct his age. Because his birth year should be 1986. Still don't know if that would have been enough for me to trade for him, but there you go, New York. You guys are 14th in the East, 24th in the league. I'm 13 in the West, 23rd in the league. So, again, Miami is first in the Eastern Conference, which is the extra first-round pick that you have this year. So, yeah. We'll see where you end up here. We'll see where you end up, but we are pretty much on autopilot for the rest of the season. We are pretty much on autopilot here. See how it plays out. As I said, I don't even have my own first-round pick, so I wasn't planning on tanking. And we'll see how it goes. Chat's rooting for losses. I'm rooting for nothing. I got nothing to smile about in my life right now with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Again, our first season in the LeBron era. As Chad is now 3-0. 3-0. After beating me last night in Game 7 of the NBA Final because Chris Paul did not play with a sprained finger or a broken finger, but still, what a pussy. LeBron James, your 2011 NBA MVP, having averaged 27 points a game for Miami. Your Rookie of the Year, the Clippers, Blake Griffin. 19 points, 11 rebounds. He might even jump over the hood of a car. Your Sixth Player of the Year, Manu Ginobili for San Antonio. Defensive Player of the Year, Tim Duncan for San Antonio. Your Most Improved Player, Russell Westbrook of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Coach of the Year, Tom Thibodeau's haircut. Shave those sideburns with a hairline like that. All right, Tom. Executive of the Year, Orlando's J.P. Fisher. First team All-NBA is Westbrook, Wade, LeBron James, Tim Duncan, and DeMarcus Cousins. Old Boogie. Your all-defensive team, Dwight Howard, Blake Griffin, Tim Duncan, Paul George, and Dwayne Wade. Your all-rookie team, Blake Griffin, DeMarcus Cousins, John Wall, Josh Howard, and Derek Favors. So that is a look at the playoffs this year. No surprise, Miami ends up being the 2 seed. They take on Philadelphia, by the way. That is hidden by the webcam. But that is the playoff situation in Season 1, the 2010-2011 campaign. We will take a look at how our boys did this year. For Chat's Raptors, Brandon Jennings, of course, acquired via trade, led the team in scoring. DeRozan did pretty well. From there, a bit hit or miss. Bogut averaged a double-double at least. You definitely got some pieces that you might be able to move. Definitely got some of those. For my Timberwolves, it was all about Kevin Love, Michael Beasley. Johnny Flynn was actually okay. Luke Ridenour, Martell Webster. Okay. Definitely some pieces I can hopefully trade in the near future, but not quite this moment. Not quite. Let's see how the playoffs pan out. We'll simulate through round number 1. Is it always 1 East, 1 West? No. First 2 years, we were both in the same conference. The Jordan era, we were in the same division. Rockets and Mavericks. Playoff-wise, Lakers and Nuggets, Thunder and Clippers, Pacers and Knicks, Heat and Celtics. Going to the Final Four, Lakers, Clippers, Celtics, and Knicks. Your 2011 NBA Final, Clippers and... Okay, sure. Oh my God. Didn't see that coming. How do you pick teams? Teams that didn't make the playoffs in the real-life season. We also eliminate teams that we have controlled already in the previous eras. We put them on a wheel, we randomize, we pick two, and then whoever won the previous era gets to pick what team they want. Chat shows the Raptors. Clippers and Knicks. That's insane. Your 2011 NBA champions, the Los Angeles Clippers. Blake Griffin wins Finals MVP, as apparently the Clippers just can't stop winning. I hate this fucking game.